We're all going to be disabled someday, and most of us are not ready for what that means. Whether it's age, illness, injury, or something unexpected, disability is not a detour from the human experience. It is the human experience. I wasn't born talking about disability. I wasn't born thinking I'd build a career designing for it either. But once you start to really see how the world is built, what's assumed, what's prioritized, what's left out, you can't unsee it. You realize that most systems weren't designed for you. And if they were, they definitely weren't designed to evolve with you. Most of us will move in and out of disability throughout our lives. Aging, injury, illness, parenthood, grief, recovery. It's not a glitch, it's the baseline. So the question isn't whether we'll need different systems at some point. The question is whether we'll build them before we need them. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. We've been taught to see disability as an edge use case, something to accommodate after the fact, something to make room for, but only if we have time, budget, or good intentions. But that approach creates fragility. It creates fragility in our workplaces, our products, our cities, our relationships, because the second someone needs a different pace, a different interface, a different kind of access, we see them as a problem to fix instead of a signal that the system is incomplete. That's a failure of imagination. And also, it's just not very smart design. This isn't about guilt. It's about design. I'm not here to guilt anyone. That's not my approach. But I do want to ask better questions, like what would change if we designed our systems with the assumption that people are dynamic? What if flexibility wasn't something we had to justify, but something we built in from the start? What if people didn't have to disclose, explain, or negotiate for their own dignity? As a designer, as someone who builds infrastructure for other people's ideas, I'm not just interested in making things functional. I want to make them freeing, not just accessible, but aligned. Not just compliant, but beautiful. A shared future. If you haven't experienced disability yet, cool, keep living. It'll show up in your body, in your family, your work, your community. And when it does, I want you to remember that it's not the end of your usefulness. It's not the end of your joy or your style or your ambition, but it might be the beginning of your clarity. Disability isn't something we need to design around. It's something we can design from. That's what I'm interested in. That's what this channel is going to explore. Access, agency, aesthetics, futures. So yeah, we're all going to be disabled someday. Let's not wait until we get there to start asking better questions. If you're ready to be part of that conversation, hit subscribe. This space is for you. And if you're building something, anything, and you want it to last, bring in the people who've already had to think about access. I'd love to be in that room with you.